I think the biggest misconception, astrology is pure science. Yeah.
So you're also into Vastu.
वो आपका मून साइन होगा
Okay.
और आपका राइजिंग होगा,
Rising.
ascendant होगा.
Okay. Okay. What made you shift towards the world of astrology and why?
That's your zodiac.
Hello everyone, this is Divya Gupta Kotawala and this is our podcast Dear Diary by Ashvika Foundation and this is my series From the Heart. Healing is a choice that not many can make because this one choice can bring a big shift in your life. So, when Shivani Bajaj decided to turn her profession from being a lawyer to a Vastu consultant, numerologist, and an astrologer, life wasn't easy. But over the period of time, she has created a beautiful safe space which is all about positivity and a happy mindset. Because she truly believes with that approach, any dream can always come true. Today we have Shivani Bajaj on our podcast, and let's find out what's so special about her journey so far. Hi Shivani.
Hi, Divya.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Pleasure
And it really
always.
means a lot to me because the bond that we share, it's only going to get better today.
Absolutely.
So let's just dive directly into our questions and
Yes.
find out who the real Shivani is.
Absolutely, can't wait.
So, most importantly, what I want to ask you is from a great profession of being an established lawyer, what made you shift towards the world of astrology and why?
Divya, I think this journey chose me. Astrology chose me. That's the first reason I think I am what I am today and I'm doing what I'm doing today. And also, there was this always thought at the back end that I never wanted a weekend husband.
Okay.
I always wanted a stable family. And when I was doing law, the reason why I was pursuing law was that I've always been really inspired from my great grandfather and my father. I belong to a family of really reputed doctors and lawyers. But then when I got married, my idea of pursuing law was that either I'll be teaching or I'll be cracking a competitive exam and pursuing a job. But when you crack a competitive exam, you are actually posted in different stations. And of course, I mean, women who choose it, I am so proud of them
Absolutely.
because it takes so much courage
Yes.
and a lot of sacrifice. For me, I think I always wanted to be with the man I'm marrying
Okay.
and wanted to be present and always wanted the other person to be present in the relationship.
Okay.
So when I got married is when it hit me that,
Okay.
I can't be doing this. And this has always been my passion, astrology. I still remember my mom used to tell me my first personal buy of a book.
Okay.
I was in 5th standard. Was a book on the zodiacs.
Oh, lovely. As a 5-year-old.
In my 5th standard.
standard,
I was
okay.
in class 5th, grade
Okay.
5.
Huh.
And I ended up picking a book on zodiacs and I picked a book on numbers. I still have those.
Wow.
Right? So it goes back to that time.
So it was a pull that
It was a pull.
that
It was somewhere there.
meant to
and
happen.
by the time I finished my schooling, I almost knew so much about the zodiacs that, any discussion would pop up or, someone would just walk in. I would just look at them and tell them, is
Wow.
this your number? Is this a zodiac sign?
Oh.
Because your eyes say a lot.
Huh.
Your features, your personality, your forehead. There's a lot that
Okay.
a personality tells. So I think that passion just, thrived once I was married.
Okay.
And I really had a very supportive father-in-law
Okay.
who really supported my idea, my passion. And then there was no looking
No
back.
looking back.
Yeah, totally.
But there are a lot of misconceptions around astrology. And I'm sure as an astrologer, you must have had moments of great challenges and moments of great happiness and satisfaction too. So tell us about
Absolutely.
it.
So yes, of course, there are a lot of misconceptions about astrology. The first and the major one being that there is a sense of disbelief. And people say that, they believe astrology is magic. It's some sort of magic. And the disbelief of accepting it, that it's just there, that it's scientific, is I think, the biggest misconception. Astrology is pure science.
Okay.
You get to study the planetary movements, positions, you get to learn them. There are numeric calculations. It is as real for me as the sun and moon.
Okay.
Of course, it can be debatable, but the scientific precision of astrology cannot be denied.
Okay.
It's just there. So that, I feel, is the biggest misconception, when people
Biggest.
look at it with disbelief that, oh my God, what are you talking? We are talking sense. We are talking on the scientific lines, because if you go back, if we go back, astrology goes back to 1800 BC.
Yeah.
It goes back to the time when astrology was clubbed with astronomy
Okay.
to predict events and to read the cosmos.
Okay.
It is only later,
Okay.
when science progressed, they both were dealt individually. But before that, they were actually studied together.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So this gets me to my next question.
Yeah.
What is life these days about, thanks to Instagram?
Yeah.
We all know about the power of sun signs, moon
Yeah,
signs, risings.
absolutely. Yeah.
What is this all about,
Yeah.
and what role it plays in our life?
सी बहुत बार क्या होता है दिव्या, आप लोगों को देखोगे और वो अपने जैसे न्यूज़पेपर में हॉरोस्कोप्स आते हैं, राइट? पीपल वुड वेक अप इन द मॉर्निंग एंड जस्ट रीड इट. Now that's your zodiac.
Zodiac.
Every human, if you want to understand a human being, you can actually read a chart with 3 major rashis.
Okay.
It's your sun sign, it's your moon sign, and it's your rising.
Okay.
Sun sign is how your sun is placed,
Okay.
and Western astrology it's also your zodiac, the
Okay.
day, the month in which you are born.
Okay. Okay. That's
For
the sun sign.
That's the sun sign.
Okay.
For example, I'm born on the 20th of February, the month of February. So from the 19th of February to the 18th of next month is the zodiac of Pisces.
Okay.
Then comes the moon sign. Moon sign is your Rashi.
Okay.
Moon sign is the inner you. It's your
Okay.
emotions. It's what you are on the inside. That's your
Okay.
moon sign.
Okay.
That's your Rashi. हिंदी में जिसे हम बोलते हैं, जो आपके तेवे से या बर्थ चार्ट से बनती है.
Acha.
Right?
Okay.
And then is your rising. That's
What
your
is-
lagna.
Okay.
I personally like to call it in a way that is the mask that you wear
Okay.
for the outside world when you're stepping outside your home.
Okay.
So the sun sign is your personality.
Right.
You know, when you present yourself, the way you look, your features, your body language, your eyes say a lot about you. This all is depicted by your sun sign.
Okay.
Your moon sign is true out and about your emotions. It talks of the inner you.
Okay.
And the rising is how would you like to present yourself to the world?
But as a normal human being who doesn't know all this,
Yeah.
I would open the paper, see my
That's
sun
your
sign,
zodiac.
which is
That's your zodiac.
Capricorn.
Yeah.
But how do I find out about my moon sign and my rising sign? Is there a way?
Yeah, absolutely.
हाँ.
जब भी आपको अपने मून साइन और लग्ना का पता लगना है, आपको अपने बर्थ चार्ट पे जाना है.
Okay.
And you have to say, see where is your moon placed
Okay.
and where is your ascendant placed.
Okay.
That is the Rashi in which it is placed.
Or we can ask our astrologer.
Absolutely.
Like
I'm
I can come to
always here.
Shivani.
Absolutely. So
Right.
जहाँ पे वो placed है, वो आपका moon sign होगा
Okay.
और आपका rising होगा,
Rising.
ascendant होगा.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know. I
It is,
was only
it is.
living by one zodiac sign all my life.
That's very general.
Very general.
That's very general.
Okay.
That's for the general public.
Okay.
But if you're looking for very precise predictions or insights which are, related to you, personalized,
Then you need to go deep with it.
Yeah.
So this gets me to this next question, which is astrology actually all about predicting future, or it is just about getting a positive mind shift in our mindset every day? How would you?
It's 100% a predictive science.
Okay.
It's used for predictive events, predicting events. It is used for calculating important dates in your life, calculating events that might happen, that you might not want to experience, and how you can save yourself from that. So, that being said, mindset has a very small role to play in it, because, as I said, astrology is not something which is not there. It's very much there.
Right.
It's a science. So you believing it or you not believing it is not going to change its presence.
Absolutely.
But yes, if you're willing to heal, if you're looking for answers, then it can definitely help you create a positive outlook and a better mindset when you are in your difficult times or dealing with the situations.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Right. So, Shivani, as an astrologer, tell me, what is that one biggest disadvantage of being one and biggest advantage that you have faced in this profession?
Love the question. Okay, so let's talk about the advantage first. I think the biggest advantage is that, there's, as a human being, the growth and the evolution is exceptional, because you just can't get up one day and say, I know it all.
Absolutely.
The process of learning, the process of understanding this concept, the study, the process of going through it, experiencing it, building accuracy, it is a great deal, and it comes with practice, and practice comes with experience.
True.
So your growth is tremendous as a human being.
You're evolving
Your soul
every day.
evolves.
Yeah.
Because you get to meet people, listen to their journeys, share experiences, and by the end of the day, you're just sleeping with a grateful heart, thanking God, because you certainly realize that, oh my God, my blessings have been endless.
True.
And the next advantage is also a challenge. So that it is an advantage also, but it is one of the biggest challenge also. And that is, you get to know people too well.
Yeah.
Right.
I was about to ask
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yes. So it's an advantage because you get to know people too well. So you can draw your lines and you can really skip some bad experiences. But the irony is, when you really get to know people, and sometimes there are people you just can't skip. You can't just cut them off.
inside you know.
Yeah,
they're not your people.
you know. Sometimes they are a part of your close family, your
friend
relatives,
circle,
your friend circles, but they are just there. You can't just cut them. So I think that's the biggest challenge.
That's a very big challenge, to keep that straight face, that
Yeah.
you know what they are.
Absolutely.
But you just can't help it.
Yes. And more so when I think with friends it's still easy, because friends are always our chosen family. We can always
Absolutely.
decide on them.
Yeah, true.
But when it comes to your not chosen family,
It
oh my
becomes-
God, it really takes after you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's
yeah. But it just to this question only, what I really want to ask is, in your closest set of family, which is you, your husband, your child, your parents, does being an astrologer also sometimes becomes difficult because you know it all? How do you deal with it?
No, not really. Because I think once when you are into this, when you are in this field, you really don't talk about this. I would help my family only when asked.
Okay.
They need certain help, they need certain guidance. I'm there.
Okay.
But beyond that, I would not just sit there making their charts and looking for things.
Okay.
No, because the urge somewhere settles in. The inquisitiveness for your own self and your own family, it just suddenly calms down.
Absolutely.
And you are just out and about answering and helping people who need it, who are really asking for it. But everything else actually takes a backseat.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you're also into Vastu.
Yes.
How impactful is Vastu as a profession? Does it actually help people in making the right choices?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Vastu has over the years, over the decades and years, and this also dates back.
Okay.
Dates back to as long as we can go back and think about it. It's just that it's gotten a better name. It's gotten recognition. Because अगर आप we go back, अगर हम अपनी नानी दादी की बात करें तो वो भी हमें बताते थे ऐसे सोना चाहिए, इस पोजीशन में सोना चाहिए, इस तरफ सिर करो, उगते हुए सूरज को देखो. You know, these little things, it's all about balancing energy. Water element के साथ आप fire element मत रखो. कैसे, you know, when you get up, earth को touch करो and take the blessings, you're basically activating your earth element. It has always been there. It's just that उसको recognition अब मिल रहा है, and people are actually getting into it and accepting it and talking about it. But it has always been there. And it's Vastu is actually about balancing all the energies, the right directions, and not mixing the elements. You're not supposed to mix the fire element and the water element and the earth element and the metal. They all have their respective directions, their respective possibilities, और उनको वहीं पे ही होना चाहिए. Yeah.
So there is no harm if you are planning things properly. It always helps.
There are only benefits.
Only benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. And endless benefits.
Endless. But then the benefit word takes my thought to the Instagram community.
Absolutely.
That we all are exposed to these days.
Absolutely.
You know, the eclipse is coming, there is a new moon, there is a full moon, there are rituals. If you don't do this, this will happen. If you do this. So a lot of younger generation is getting attracted towards this world of astrology. I will not say interest, but it is more of inquisitiveness. So what message would you like to give to such generation of us?
My message would be that full moon is a very, very positive energy. Full moon is an energy which is really, really full of growth. The manifestation is at its peak. The opportunities are endless. So you're supposed to use that energy for your benefit. You should definitely practice release activities. Anything you think no longer serves in your life, cut it off. Anything you want to manifest, write it down. Because full moon energy is good. It's good energy. Whereas the energy of the eclipse, be it solar eclipse or be it lunar eclipse, I wouldn't say it's a negative energy, it's a difficult energy. Now, when I say it's a difficult energy, by that I mean, you'll feel exhausted. There's hypersensitivity. Suddenly some hidden matter would come up. Suddenly there would be some revelation, not so positive or a good one. So it is a difficult energy. Now what you make out of the difficult energy is something which is on you. You can turn it into a good energy, you can turn it into a negative energy. But if you can really work towards it, even the difficult energy can be handled.
So it's the right approach.
Absolutely. It's what you do, what you make out of it.
So I'm sure, Shivani, today our listeners must have really enjoyed, the insightful information that you've shared about the world of astrology.
I hope so,
And I hope they benefit out of it.
Absolutely.
Because I think too much information is also not right information.
It's all there. It's all there. The Google, ChatGPT.
Exactly. But, I truly believe that, the moment you feel there is a lack of something in your life, just stop and think, and then the whole world will belong to you.
Absolutely. That's the power of manifestation.
So on that positive note, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure, Divya. Thank you for having me.